Another time. Give me love. Give me sex.
Hello and welcome to Lead Paw Racing's Super GT World Tour Round 4, happening at a very special circuit, Interlagos, a favourite circuit of many drivers, and a well-known circuit to everyone, Formula 1 fans and non-Formula 1 fans alike. We have quite the exciting races here for you today. We are expected to have at least 14 drivers today, which should provide us with some very exciting actions. Drivers such as Johan Karolczak are returning. We have names from big names from last round like Fulvio Phoenix, Iker Maraver, Victor Bernard coming back for another crack at the championship. So we have extreme high caliber of drivers. We're on the track where in the pre-practice seemed to favor the Z quite a lot. But so we will see what drivers such as Victor Bernard, our AM leader David Cook can master. Isated is another Z driver, and I believe that makes only 3 Z drivers today. Yeah, only 3 Z drivers today. Most of the field even split today. We have an even split between the Z, the Supras and the NSXs, so we are definitely going to have an extremely good mix of all manner of drivers, all manner of makes even. Iker Maraver, a very unknown variable when it comes to this Beopt NSX on this track. He hasn't set any lap times around the track, but it's with a 125.6. It's already extremely quick, much quicker than all drivers on the field at the moment. So it will be definitely interesting to see what drivers such as Johan Karolczak will be able to master. Johan, obviously the pole sitter of round 1. Round 2, missing out on the pole to Kevin Lecomte Coutu from Lead Paw Racing, but a winner in round 2. So he will definitely be looking to make his mark on this championship. And we have just seen that one of our drivers has completely forgotten about it. It's okay, he still has plenty of time to see. But let's see, Interlagos. What is Interlagos? As Iker Maraver puts in an even faster lap time. One is wondering whether he's actually got a car Beopt to him or if he's just running away with. Or he's just that good of a driver. Yeah, this guy is still running the same BOP as it did last time, as Fulvio Phoenix sits in a 125.4. 2 times slower. Anyway, Interlagos. What is Interlagos? This is race. No, this is practice. This is practice, Danny. You can still come in. Don't worry, you haven't missed it. You are allowed to join race 2. Yes, yes. This is still practice. You still have qualifying to go. You still have time, Danny. Come on, get in, get in. Come on, Danny. No. You're good. You're good. You started 8 minutes ago. You're good. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, you are even allowed to join practice if you feel like. Let's do this. Actually, let's do this in case, Danny. This is the one thing I don't like about substanding. Ooh, we came out around 125. Anyway, where was I? Interlagos, yes. So, Autodromo José Carlos Pace. It's in São Paulo, Brazil, a very popular destination in Brazil. It opened in 12th of May 1940, so during I don't know how you pace. That's okay. It opened in 1940, so World War II. It hosts races. It hosts series such as Formula 1, obviously the TCR South America, Stock Car Pro Series, Mil Milhas Brazil, and from 2024, so from next year, it will also host the World Endurance Championship, which will be exciting to see LMDHs and GT3 cars around Autodromo José Carlos or Interlagos. The origin of the layout of the track was nearly twice as long and it looped in on itself quite a few times. And the largest flightless bird, the Great Aria, could run a lap around the circuit in 4 minutes 42. Thank you, Meta, because Twitch for some reason does not like updating viewers, or my Streamlabs doesn't like updating viewers. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in. The race lap record currently is held by Valtteri Bottas with 1 minute 10.5. So very quick for all of our drivers. Now, when it comes to the graphics for the standings, we will be unfortunately very not as high quality as you might be used to. However, I can just go for a scrolling motion just for us. Right, so this is the final standings after the US Tour at Watkins Glen. That's okay, Danny, you have time. So, this is the standings of the championship. So Ike Maraver, the current fastest man on track, is leading the championship by 92 points, by 21 points from Matthew Heaven in second place, who's unfortunately missing today's race. And returnee Johan Karolczak with 60 points will be looking to close in the gap. Kevin Lecomte, Totu, is fourth with 55 points, following Victor Bernat. In fifth, Fulvio Phoenix takes sixth, Alexander Queiroz takes 7th place. Simas Ruplenas takes 8th place with 29 points, and then we get to our AM leader, David Cook, who is looking very quick today. So we will be eager to see what he can do. Besh Ranworth takes 9th place in Pro. Isaitit is currently on the podium in AM class. Sarah Van Vielpelt, Preston Island and Sebastian Crow currently missing today, but if you just look at the standings, between 10th and 15th place there's only 3 points. No, I said Ben Rushworth, not Besh Ranworth. I'm not Ben, okay? I don't put that many name mistakes. But unfortunately, from P12 to P14, the drivers are not present today, much to our dismay. We would love to see how they race. But from third downwards in AM class we go Mateusz Breitmeier, Arnold Ferrer, Mete Ontug, Gilvinas Gaudas, Marco Stajic, Ari Campbell, Arya Best, and James Dunn. So that is the championship standings. As we see Simonas Ruplenas out on track currently, with Johan Karolczak taking up the final podium playing position. Not having the greatest of laps, not having the greatest of time, but currently he is on a quite quick. Well, I was saying it was quite on a quick lap time. At least that's what it was told to me. 1:25.5. That was his lap time, whether it was valid or not. As we see Alexander Queiroz now with his livery now. Very, very wonderful. Wonderful to see. Well done, Felix. Congratulations, mate. A win is a win, regardless of what's happening. But Johan Karolczak managed to put his lap time into 1:25.5. Now, that could have been an invalidated lap time, as based on substandings. Thinks about it. As an MK goes 4th fastest with 1:26.2. Very lovely, wonderful lap time. However, this is still practice time, so a true pace is yet to be discovered, I think. We are missing one driver, I believe, and that's Marco Stajic. Actually, we're missing 3 drivers. Oh, one of them is downloading track, so that's fine. Let's have a ping of Marco to see if he's joining. So, that is that. How the classes work? Okay, fantastic. Glad you asked. So, we have 2 classes. We have the Pro and we have the AMs. They are divided. No, it has, well, there's been more drivers added to it, but it hasn't really much changed. There are some drivers that were on the borderline of changing, but they seem to be doing just as we expected. Anyway, Pro and AM class. This is based on your pace not only in practice, where you could be sandbagging to get into a lower class, but also your performance in racing. The class gets assigned to you as Victor Bernard learns what oversteer is. The classes are assigned to you after your first race, and this will be down to our stewards. The stewards will assign you a class based on your performance. You either get to Pro class, where you get to race against the big boys, or you go into the AM class, where you race against newer drivers or drivers that are not on the pace of aliens in these championships that we have. That includes Fulvio Phoenix, Ike Marave, Johan Karolczak, Matthew Heaven. It's same cars. You are still racing for the same points. If you have an AM class ahead of you, or if an AM has a Pro ahead of you, you will stay gain more points by overtaking the Pro class. First to 12. So P1 to P12 is the points paying position. Yep, everyone races each other no matter the class. This is mostly to give the AM class drivers the thrill of a championship battle. Yeah. However, you are still racing for the same points. So if you're an AM class and you could overtake a Pro, do it. You'll get more points that way. But, Danny, I can already tell you, you're going to be in Pro, based on your BTCC performance, so... Pros and AM have the same cars. They all drive the same cars. We would only separate Pros and AMs into GT5 and GT300 if we knew we could get 40 drivers plus each race. You have picked the Z, which I think is one of the easier cars to drive. Good on brakes, relatively stable. You should be quite fine there. But yeah, this is the AM and Pro class structure. And on our standings, it is divided by the red and the green. Red, you're in Pro. Green, you are in AM. If you're in white, it means that we haven't assigned a skin to you with your number, or you haven't had a race with us yet to be put into Pro and AM, as you are an unknown variable. But that is practice over, and it's looking quite interesting in terms of lap times. Johan Karolczak seems to be on pace to take podium place, P3. Careful, Fulvio Phoenix, you do that in the race, there is a penalty coming. Awesome, happy to hear that drivers are wondering about ping. Alright, Danny, we will be watching you in the race. Take care of yourselves. What are the normal seasons in LPR? Yep, each season is voted for by the drivers. So if the drivers vote for... If our community wants to do open wheelies, we will give them open wheelies. If they want to do more touring cars, go touring cars. Do our drivers want to be... Yeah, exactly. Seasons can be repeated if community wants. If you guys want endurance racing, we will do endurance racing. If you guys want 2 20-minute sprints with reverse grid, that is what we do. This is what Let's Pro Racing is about. It's about giving the drivers the option to vote for things that they want to see being racing. Yeah, you could vote for Honda Civic race. We do have a mod for Honda Civic. And actually, I'll let you guys on a little secret. The Civic might be on the next voting. We will be doing single make series next season. Because I cannot be asked with the BOP. Give us a break, at least for one season. Yep. We tend to stay away from things which are very popular in Assetto Corsa. Well, I say popular, used by other series. Yeah, Danny Tutui's car. Actually, I need to turn autocam off first. So, Danny Tutui. I don't think I have it installed on my screen. Annoyingly. I thought I downloaded it. I thought I had it. I am so sorry, Victor. I'll post a picture of it on the screen. Oh wait, it's on the stream. Hang on, how did... Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on, sorry, Danny. Let me put autocam on for a moment. Victor, sorry, Victor. Even... Hang on a minute. Yeah, I have your thing. I have... Why is Danny's car in black on my screen? That's not fair. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening there, Victor, but the in-game diffuse is there. I don't know why it didn't read. Yeah, I don't know why I cannot see it. It's just weird. It's in my folder. It's definitely in my folder because I've just looked. So I have no idea why that's happening. I'll post a picture so the stream can see it, because I think it's a beautiful skin. Very much on the point. Actually, even better. Where are you? Where are you, Victor Bernard? Mete. It's like this, but imagine it purple. It should be fine. I looks fine. It's this skin but purple. I can quickly post a picture of it. The stream can see it. As drivers make let's drive aboard with Iker for a moment. As Iker, the first driver out on the pits, setting up very hot lap times. At new source. There you go. It's that car, but purple. Beautiful, beautiful skin. You get it for this match. There you go. There's your skin. It's up on stream. People have seen it. Right, let's see what Iker Maraver will do for his first flying lap. Setting purple sectors everywhere. My god, Iker Maraver is on fire with a 125.4. Now, was that faster than he is on the practice lap time? Not too sure, as Azam MK sets a purple last sector. And now David Cook sets a purple last sector on his out lap, I believe. Or an invalid lap at the very least. Ooh, very sideways through the first sector and hitting the barrier. Not the optimal lap time when it comes to this racetrack. Johan Karolczak really struggling for the top speed of the car. Wouldn't be surprised if Johan was... Ooh, Johan gets into 125, just a tenth behind Fulver Phoenix, who himself is setting purple sectors. The purple first sector, 17.9. So let's see what Fulver Phoenix can do in this situation. Hey Meta, thank you for the subscribe. Very much appreciated, my friend. But yeah, let's see what our dear friend Fulvio Phoenix can do. Also, for the drivers on BTCC, if you guys want, if you guys raced with us last season, I can guys give you a sneak peek in the server. So be sure to join our server once the once Streamlabs gives us gives out our invite code. As Fulvio Phoenix goes top of the timetable timing with a 125.287. Blisteringly quick lap time. I'm having a stroke all of today for some reason. And we have plenty of drivers improving on their lap times. Johan Karolczak, 3 times up on his lap time, even though he just started. So whatever he did in the first corner must have really paid off for him. So let's ride aboard with him. Johan unfortunately missing the last race, but says the fastest first sector with a 17.933, and he goes wide. That may invalidate his lap time. We will have to see what the game says. The track limits have been fixed, so we will see. Let's see what the rest of his lap time is. Johan Karocha losing that advantage he had in the first sector. Johan did say before the race that the Supra was very much stronger in the middle sector than the last sector. So if he set the fastest first sector, that should bode very well for him, for his endeavours. A lot of track camera options, that is what we like to see. A lot of track camera options gives us so many good views that we could pick. Yeah, unfortunately the RX-7, however, I can tell you some good news in regards to that, and it seems, yeah, that was a invalid lap time from Johan Karolczak. The RX-7 is coming as Simonas Ruplenas goes only 3/10 behind Fulvio Phoenix. A wonderful qualifying performance by Ruplenas, as Johan Karolczak tries the track limits once again. Oh, Johan Karolczak cannot get a good grip on the track limits in that corner, even though sets blistering fast lap times around that. Victor Bernard still with the fastest last sector. Back to my top. Let's ride with this beautiful liveried car for just a few moments. The GT5 GT300 RX-7 is coming from Chivas. The mod is currently in development, and it needs an interior. I believe the RX300 alongside an MR2 GT300 is coming from Chivas. So that is good news that I can tell you. And as of this current moment, you can drive. Oh, as Victor Bernard gets a spin, that is not what you want to see when it comes to your lap time. Not the best way to get up the lap time. Go away, cat. Oh, very wild on the loose for Johan Karolczak right there. Let's ride aboard with the lifeless liveried car. And what was I saying? Ah yes, GT300. The rest of the two more GT300 cars are coming. As of this current moment, if you are a patron subscriber of Chivas X Auto Art, something along those lines, you gain the access to the GT300 Celica from the 2006 season. A 3H GTE engined Celica of 7th gen. I cannot remember the chassis code, but a stunning mod. And it drives beautifully as well. Oh, speaking of V Graphics, that's the one. It's V Graphics. Chivas Auto Art X V Graphics. So that is how you can gain. I like the Celica. It's pretty good myself. Although at least I remembered having a fond time with it. As Fulvio Phoenix now gets into 125.1s. And it seems like the midfield pack is shaping up to be quite a lovely race. We have the midfield pack. Well, we have top 6 within 1 second of each other. And up to P9, 1.6. So P1 to P10, there could be a lot of changes throughout there. As I'm not sure why Alexander Queiroz is with a number 86. AM class, Alexander is definitely in the pro class. Quite a low turnout for the AM class category. So yeah, saddens us greatly for the AM class turnout, but the pros definitely. To be fair, we are expecting quite a lot more turnout. Do I have notifications? I think that might be my Facebook coming through. So let me just mute everything. Mute tabs. There we go. That should, hopefully, it might be coming from my desktop audio. There we go. That should be fine. Thank you for letting me guys know, because the volume is really low. And I'm usually not getting bothered on Facebook, so I choose not to. It's a must rather than a want. But regardless, the sector 1 times, just look at those sector 1 times. There's not much. Maybe a Discord notification. I don't think there's a Discord. Well, at least I'm not pinged. I'll turn on streamer mode just in case. As is it that it gets very wild around. Stand down on. I'm not gonna be worried by notifications at the very least. There we go. Hopefully that is all good for everyone now. Apologies for my little silence. I am just doing things that I should have done quite a long while ago, and that is promoting myself a bit more. Regardless, based on the sector times that we are running here, this 1 second on a 125-second lap, this could still be anyone's game. Genuinely, anyone in top 7, maybe even top 9 could take the win today, depending on how everything goes. It might be one of those swing races where the pendulum will swing from one driver to another. And we have quite a well-balanced field today. We have a lot of Supras have joined the field, which I'm sure Johan will be quite happy that he's not the only Supra driver anymore. An even split between Zs and the NSXs, which is very good to see. As Isitated improves his position and goes only 1.2 seconds, or gets within 1.2 seconds of Fulvio Phoenix, the alien driver. And that really brings Isitated into contention, more into contentions for possible podium even, depending on what happens. I say different because I don't think I have received a reply from him on how to pronounce his name. Isated, I'm gonna go with that one. But it could be worse. Yeah, after sometimes I insert another T, even though there is a T. I'm just stuttering, could be my stutter. But yeah, look at those sector 1 times. Everyone seems to be taking that first set of S's relatively well, as we see Danny Tatui. First time driving the car, getting in grips on how the car handles. I should have mentioned this to you, Danny. Hello, V Graphics. Thank you for joining us. You can see how your lovely mod is performing in League environment, and we are very, very happy with how they are performing thus far. Also, though, speaking with that, V Graphics, thank you for allowing for us to use your mods in this championship. And one thing I think is missing is we do need to post your graphics around the circuit at some point, as a thank you. And as we enter into overtime, we have Fulvio Phoenix currently. Oh, that's going to be wild from Ike Marave. That's not going to give him any. It's not going to help in his lap times. And he will be quite miffed at that as he set the fastest middle sector. And let's see what he does. Can he still improve, however? No, he can't. That mistake on the final corner has really thrown him off. As thank you, cameras. That's a beautiful camera shot. As Ben Rushworth goes on to his own little adventure and parks his car in one of the tents. It's just not the qualifying he was probably hoping for. He's going to grab a drink, you know, drink and driving. There's only a public road thing. Don't drink and drive on racetracks, please. But Ben Rushforth parks his car in a tent, going on a vacation, and I believe that is all drivers that have set their lap times. Yes, I do believe so. So this will set up our grid. Fulvio Phoenix with a wonderful pole position lap time of, if I can get a car, not my car. Fulvio Phoenix is a lovely number 100 NSX. 125.1, a wonderful lap time from Fulvio Phoenix, followed within 2/10 by Ike Marave with a beautiful liveried Plus Ultra Team Automobilismo, of which anagram I will not pronounce. And then we have a best qualifying position from Yeet Motorsport. We have Simonas Ruplenas, half a second behind Fulvio Phoenix, and then we have the first Toyota Supra of Johan Karolczak. I think he was hoping for more. I think he was capable of more. It's just that one corner after the Senna S's kept catching him out. Closely behind, we have Alexander Queiroz in 5th position with 126.006, and just less than a 10th behind him, or just over. Yeah, less than a 10th behind him. We have Victor Bernat with this beautiful liveried Z. David Cook, our AM class leader, even closer behind Victor Bernat, with Azam MK on his debut, taking home P8. I was not done game. Isated takes P9, with Ben Rushforth taking P10. Our returnee from his long vacation, Danny Tutui, in P11, and Mateusz Breitmeier in the final points paying position with the Project F Honda NSX. Now this is going to give us quite the interesting race. So let's see how the racing begins. You guys have a little bit break, so if you need to do any businesses, do it now before the race starts. This is, after all, Interlagos. Anything can happen in lap 1 of Interlagos, just as Vettel and a few other drivers. Or as Max Verstappen, what happens into Senna S's when a lapping car comes to unlap itself. I am sorry, my cats. So. Beautiful, beautiful time. We're just waiting for the server to quiet itself down as we, there we go on to the live racing. Real penalty, really? You're going to have that thing over there? So, while we are waiting for the race start, let's just sort out the real penalty settings. Oh, is it gone? It's gone. Okay, cool. Don't have to bother with it. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see, what camera angle do we want? Let's stay with this. And let's pick Simonas Ruplenas. A wide, as we can see from here, you can see the variety of cars we have. Predominantly, a lot of drivers are TV1. Blimp. We can get the blimp later. The variety of cars we have. We have 5 NSXs on the grid. We have a total of 3 Supras, yes, 3 Supras and 4 Zs, which is quite an even split, all things considered. TV6. Okay, let's go to TV6. I'm trusting you on this, Tem. As we see, the lights starting to come on. 6 lights go out, 5 lights on the track, and the lights shall go out just now as we see all cars barreling into the turn 1. Oh no, the helicorsa thing. Never mind, let's just go with that and see what happens in turn 1. Drivers squeezing each other. Door to door between Fulvio. Oh, a little bit of contact between Victor Bernard as he takes a drive around the outside of Ruplenas, taking the spot away from him, improving his position to 4th already. And no, not this time. We do not have turn 1 pile-up. Oh, big lockup from Fulvio Phoenix into turn 1. As we have drivers going wide. That's Danny Tatsui going wide, already improving his position to 9th place. He goes down the inside of the right-hander. Should probably pull up the corner names of Interlagos. Oh, we have a little bit more lockup further up the field. But all in all, oh, Ike takes a wonderful lead. But Fulvio will come back to him on the next circuit. This is why Interlagos, not the best to drive on, from my opinion. But it's amazing for switchback maneuvers, just for this own this sector right here, flowing corner into one another flowing corner, or awkward corner into another awkward corner, as some people might put it. As Victor Bernard now gets a slipstream behind the Supra of Johan Karolczak. Johan Karolczak really sitting back on the straights for every single car. It might be due to the aggressive. Oh, but Johan will fight him on the brakes. Keeps the inside, switches to the outside, then drives away from Victor Bernard. That was a beautiful piece of defending action right there. Next circuit, yes, the next circuit. It might as well be. Do not quote me on that. Ooh, Johan Karolczak very much under pressure from Victor Bernard as David Cook gets up to a wonderful 5th place, well driven by our driver from here, as Danny Tatsui moves himself up to P7. Great showing. But as for us, Azam MK gets a spin. Oh, it could have ended up much worse than it actually did. But that's going to cost Azam MK a few positions regardless. Ooh, David Cook going extremely interesting lines when it comes to overtaking. And there's another spin. That's Danny Tatsui getting the commentator's curse. And spinning himself out once again. Not once again. For the first time. Though, what once again, I think he is. Ooh, as David Cook tries a move around the outside, but I think it's Simas Ruplenas trying to move back again onto David Cook. But isn't able to. The Z on the straight seems to have the horsepower. But I reckon the NSX will be able to make up most of its lap times in the middle sector. And indeed, that's already the case. Simonas Ruplenas already took 3/10 out of David Cook just in that one corner. So let's see what David Cook can cook in terms of his defense. Ooh, a little bit sideways action from Simas Ruplenas. Further down the field, we have a 4-way fight for the 9th place. Thank you, my cat. It's Mateusz Breitmeier attempts to make a move. And Simas Ruplenas! But losing places, he seemed to have a little bit of a spin, or something must have happened to him. Just as we cut away from him. Very unfortunate for Simas Ruplenas. after such a wonderful qualifying session. It is no matter, there's still 15 minutes of the race left, so anything can happen as Mateusz Breitmeier tries to defend against Danny Tutui on the straights. No can do, little bit of contact there. Nothing seemed to come off it, luckily. See Alexandra in P11, something must have happened to Alexandra as well for him to fall down the order. Alexandra in the slipstream of Breitmeier. Not enough, just not enough for Alexandra to make his way past. He will have to attempt a move into the middle sector somewhere. As both of them take to the grass, and Alexandra comes off much worse, slams into the barrier. Not the line that Alexandra would have wanted to take, may have been thrown off by the line that Mateusz Breitmeier was able to take. And speaking of dipping the grasses dipping the tires into the grass, Johan Karolczak will not be helped on the straight by that, especially with a fast charging Z coming up right behind him. Ooh, big lockup from Johan Karolczak. This Supra seems to be much better car on the brakes, and I think Johan has managed to figure out that first corner to use his Supra to the best of the advantage. Interlagos is definitely a track that I thought Supra will have the definite advantage. As Ben Rushworth now catching up to Alexandra Queiroz. Something must have happened further down the field for Alexandra to pass two cars, Breitmeier and Queiroz. Well, Rushworth even. Oh, fuck's sake. Apologies, my cat is being annoying. As we saw Isated going sideways, but catching the slide. And this is why you don't stream with your cat around, because they will sit on the mouse. Rushworth spin, we have a spin from Rushworth, and that allowed Simas Ruplanas to get very up close and personal. Can I get rid of the bloody Helicoaster? Thank you, real penalty, stop turning it on. As Danny Tutui is now on the back of Azam MK, getting up to P7, for which he valiantly fought quite a few laps ago. And I was about to say, is it going to be deja vu moment for Danny Tutui as he almost spins, going through the S's, the car very loose on the rear, very loosely set up on the rear for Danny Tutui. The gaps equalizing between the top four as both Danny and Azam MK Isated going with a bit of a lag there, major lag for Isated. Yeah, there's a very major lag for Isated as he spins onto the side. Very unfortunate, Isated was doing quite well, and Azam spins. I wonder if that is related. And Danny Tutui is promoted up to P6. Very unfortunate for Isated. He will be distraught for that. Can I move the autocam from behind the thing? Thank you very much. Yeah, Isated will be very distraught. He was doing very well, and it's always heartbreaking when you get messed over by things outside of your control, such as internet connection. In the meantime, battle for first place is developing. Oh, it's still ongoing rather than developing. And Isated rejoins. He will still be able to score a point at the very least if he finishes the race. But the top four getting very close to one another, still within 1.6 seconds. Isated's car still on the side. Ika takes a very wide line, tries to cut underneath, but there isn't a straight long enough for Ika to be able to use that. It would be definitely more useful around here, but Fulvio just is able to keep him outside of slipstream coming through that corner. I say that Ika now manages to get within the slipstream range of the car, and let's see if the slipstream effect is enough to get Ika close enough to mount an attack into turn 1. Ooh, it's going to be close, but I don't think Ika is close enough, as Johan Karolczak now sets the fastest lap time of the race with a 1:24.484. Now is Ika's Marave's chance into turn 3. Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna fight him on the brakes, and there's contact between himself and Fulvio, and there's a spin! Ika spins, Fulvio manages to recover, but the unfortunate driver that comes out the worst is Ika Marave. That puts him outside of the podium contention. And now Fulvio under pressure from Victor Bernard. Oh, this could end disastrously for our championship leader. He plays beautifully into the hands of Johan Karolczak, however, who may come away yet with a good result on a track he was not too confident his car could perform well. I see Azam MK going slow. Not sure what might be happening back there. As Fulvio Phoenix under pressure from Victor Bernard down the straight. Victor's going to wait until the last moment. He's got the braking performance, but he doesn't go for it. Victor, if you wanted a better chance, this was your good chance. The Z is so much better on the brakes than the NSX that this was your best opportunity to get past Fulvio Phoenix. Even though Victor is confident he can keep up with Fulvio Phoenix, goes quite wide. No worries, Isated. I've just received that Isated will be pulling out due to internet issues. Very, very unfortunate for Isated, who was doing quite well and was on track to score some very good points today. Yeah, it could dominate, but the Z was just not as quick. Last race at Watkins Glen, the Z was not on the same level as the NSX at Watkins Glen, and especially at Singapore. The Z hated the Singapore race. The Z does not need nerfing in the cornering. We've seen many drivers complain about the cornering of the Z, especially at Singapore. So it's a very different story that was for the last 2 races. It's sort of a middle ground between the Supra and the NSX, and I believe it sits quite well within that barrier. As the gap is slowly increasing between the top 3, or stabilizing, Phoenix not able to catch up to Johan Karolczak's pace. Remember, drivers, when it comes to track limits, we will, if we have to, we will review the footage and we will penalize for track limits. So if you see drivers going wide, don't worry. Don't matter, why are you not racing with us? You could have been here with the nice Z collecting some lovely points for Sunset Overdrive. Ooh, big look up from Fulvio Phoenix. Let's see what the rest of the field is doing. What's our top three qualifying lap times looking at? Simonas Ruplas not being able to catch Danny Tatui. And Danny Tatui looking really good. University time, no worries, that's perfectly understandable then. Danny Tatui running in P6. Very good showing from Danny Tatui for a driver who literally started during the end of practice session. He seems to getting more and more comfortable with each passing moment as he goes slightly wide. Again, this is the sort of track limits that we will be reviewing at the very end, so don't worry. We don't run a league where track limits don't matter. But yeah, well done to Danny Tatui for getting himself into top 6 on his return after a long time of not racing. As Victor Bernard once again pressuring Fulvio Phoenix, who himself is not able to get onto the back of Supra. Oh, Bernard now has the slipstream effect. Ooh, still not able to get it. Come on, Danny, you have about 4 laps remaining. 3, I think, even less. 3 laps remaining to get past Victor Bernard and improve yourself up to that 2nd place. And this might be your chance. No. Here's a thing that we've noticed about Victor Bernard. Victor will not go for moves that he is 100% certain will work. I was thinking about it here. He was getting more comfortable, but that has put him off the line and makes him lose time. Here's the thing, do not go for half moves. Half moves will always cost you time. As we see Simonas Ruplas and Danny Tatui again exploring what track limits violations are. Getting within 3/10 of one another, and Tatui now under pressure. But like I was saying, do not go for half moves like Simonas Ruplas trying to go for a dummy. Ooh, which may have actually worked as Tatui goes very wide into that corner. And I still don't know corner names. Turn 8. But still, ooh, as we see Victor Bernard and Fulvio Phoenix swapping places for a moment. Victor getting closer and closer to Phoenix, and Phoenix getting closer and closer to Johan. As we see top 3 cars, top 3 places, 3 different drivers, 3 different makes. And in a series with multiple cars, this is what we like to see as Fulvio Phoenix goes very wide. And this might be a chance for Victor Bernard to have a cheeky look down here inside. No. Victor stays behind, maybe trying to play the mental game of getting inside of Fulvio. But I don't think you're gonna get inside the head of Fulvio. For all we know, Fulvio could be just a machine. Johan Karolczak losing slowly more time. Let's have a look at the last lap times and how they are looking. Yeah, Johan Karolczak still able to on the last lap. He lost a little bit time on the last lap. Let's see what kind of lap times are we looking for the final lap. This is white flag right now. So final chances for all the drivers to make their moves. So Victor Bernard, are you going to go for the turn 1 move? No, you are not. Big lockup from places 1 and 2. No drama yet, however, but you guys have just this 1 lap to make a move. All 3 cars running within a 10th on that last lap. So either drivers are just taking it easy, preserving as much. Ooh, Fulvio Phoenix again going wide. Fulvio Phoenix will definitely be under investigation for track limit track limit violation, as we see Alexandra now going for a move on the inside of Breitmeyer. Let's ride on board a little bit with these two until we see the gaps of the top 3 fall down. And Simas Ruplena still on the back of Daniel, unable to make a move anywhere. Oh, however, he could have a chance here. Oh, there's contact! There was definite contact between these two. Danny Tatui manages to save it. But very unlikely. As Fulvio Phoenix loses out to Victor Bernard on the last lap. Johan Karolczak comes across in first place, but Fulvio Phoenix losing the position to Victor Bernard on the very last lap in the very last corner. Well done for Victor Bernard to be able to play that patiently and take Phoenix when he was least expecting it. That was a great maneuver by Victor Bernard, and unfortunately our pole sitter was Victor Bernard, but Fulvio Phoenix comes home 3rd, Ike Marve takes home 5th, Danny Tatui comes home 6th with Simas Ruplenas taking home. Can I switch to ACTV because that's the only thing it's good for? Yeah, whatever, cameras die and I. Simas Ruplenas takes home 7th, Azam on his debut takes P8. Definitely disappointed with that outcome, as he was definitely looking for a great, much better result. As we see Alexandra coming across P9, followed by Breitmeyer in P10. Ben Rushworth coming home P11, definitely less than, not as much as he was expecting for, if I could speak. But congratulations to Johan Karolczak for that race 1 win. It's definitely something that I don't believe he was expecting, but it's well done regardless. So let's see if we have. There we go. It seems to be all the drivers quite cordial with one another, and I believe Azam MK spun trying to avoid Isated, who was lagging. And very difficult choice for a driver to leave the race for the safety of others. So Isated, well done for taking that choice, and a very unfortunate outcome for you. And we do hope to be able to see you without the lag, as you do show quite a good pace. Yeah, back in the parking space, Ben. Oh, God. Where's your car, Ben? And why is it invisible? And why is it camouflaged? But that means Ben Rushforth, tactfully again, will be starting from pole position in race 2. And then alongside him, lining up, will be Mateusz Breitmeyer. Alexandra Queiroz will take P3 on race 2. Azam MK takes P4 on the grid. P5 and 6 belong to Simonas Ruplenas and Danny Tatui, respectfully, yeah. P6, P7, David Cook, Ike Marve, 8, 9, 9, 10, I believe, yeah, 9, 10, goes to Phoenix and Victor, and P11 goes to Johan Karolczak. And usually our favorite race is the reverse grid, for the amount of chaos it causes and the amount of action. Not necessarily always chaos. Last race, Watkins Glen, race 2 was much cleaner than race 1 and more action filled, while being cleaner. So very well done to all the drivers today. There hasn't been that many unfortunate contact. So well done to all the drivers for keeping it clean out here today in race 1. Let's see if you guys can do it in race 2. So, how are you guys enjoying the first race? Or how you are guys enjoying the action. Hope is up to par, and hopefully we will not be waiting that long. Although, you know, this would be a perfect time to plug in our affiliates. KEN today, and if you have a QR code, you could scan it on the race start and streaming starting and race ending, because I'm a numpty and forgot to put it down below in the description. That one's on me, or even into Streamlabs. Regardless, we are just a minute away from starting race 2. And by God, am I excited for this race. We have drivers out of positions. We have fast aliens in the back, lapping the lower finishing of race 1. There could be chaos, there could be carnage. It could even be much better than we expect. Whatever it is, I am really hoping for a excellent final race, as we see 25 seconds until the race start. And as Streamlabs have pointed out, if you're enjoying these races, come join our Discord and join in the fun of Super GT. And at the end of the season, there is going to be something special for each and every single driver that partook in the race. But that is enough plugging. We have 6 lights on the grid, and 6 lights will go out, and 11 drivers are going to make their way into turn 1. Ben Rushforth gets an amazing start as Mateusz Breitmeier lags all the way to the back, with unexpected, as we see, drivers making their way through the center. As I believe that's Ruplenas being jostled all the way across the field and going very slowly indeed. As we're going now 3 wide. No, I think drivers pull out. Yeah, drivers pull out of the 3 wide maneuver as Alexandra gets a little bit of a slide. And Ben Rushforth, just like he did in Watkins Glen, is driving away with a lead of 2.7 seconds, just completely avoiding all the carnage. Johan Karolczak already improving his position up to 7th place. Gets a little bit of a lockup, which might invite Fulvio Phoenix to fight him back. Victor Bernard battling with Azam MK, and there's contact! I think there's either contact or a little bit of a lag, or MK may have just spun on his own. Regardless of what it is, Azam MK has lost big time and is now been demoted to 7th place. Very unfortunate for Azam MK in the 2nd race in a row, as Fulvio Phoenix within slipstream distance of Johan Karolczak, and Bernard in the slipstreaming distance of his teammate. So let's see if there's going to be team orders going on. And I think there is. If this isn't team orders, I don't know what is. But Danny Tatui letting his teammate by as Queiroz finds the wall, spins on his own, no input from anyone else, and that demotes Queiroz down to P7. Very unfortunate for the driver. It's now Ruplena. Ooh, there was a bit of a rubbing between Ruplenas and Queiroz. Alexandra. As we have big jostling of cars going around. David Cook on the defensive against Johan Karolczak, race 1 winner. Ooh, driving very well, putting his car in just the right places, blocking Karolczak from passing, but that allowed Fulvio Phoenix to go by. Ooh, as David Cook continues his defense against Johan Karolczak. Very well driven between all 3 drivers. Oh, and that might be game over for David Cook, but I wouldn't discount him. He is a driver that can surprise us, and he did. In Singapore, he took a surprising podium place. Ben Rushforth still running away with the race at the moment. 2nd lap leading, and still with a 2.6 second gap. But now Danny Tatui is going to play the rear gunner for Victor Bernard and trying to make himself as wide as possible and lose Phoenix as much time as possible. But for how long? It looks like Fulvio Phoenix gets a much better drive than Danny Tatui. Danny is gonna go to the inside. Fulvio might dip out the outside, but the Z is just so much better on the brakes. It matters no, as Fulvio Phoenix, attempts a move around the outside but goes wide. He will have to wait another go, or wait another action, or chance to go past Danny Tatui. Oh, but he might get the chance here. Barging, squishing his car past Danny Tatui into turn 8 with a beautiful and clean move. But will he be under pressure? No, Danny Tatui just outside, but that half attempt might put Tatui on the back foot against Johan Karolczak. And Johan's chances of winning will depend on how quickly he can navigate the Z of Danny Tatui. We see Iker Marve still trying to make his way through the field. Iker Marve not having the greatest of weekends thus far. Had a pretty good qualifier and was looking very strong early on in this session. Rushworth in the pits. We see Ben Rushworth is in the pits. What happened to Ben Rushworth? What could it be? Mistaken fueling? As we see, Simonas Ruplēnas already up to P4, running very well as opposed to last race. And Johan Karolczak falling down. Something must have happened between Fulvio Phoenix and whoever else. I wonder if... No, that could have been. Couldn't have been. It may have been an incident between Victor Bernard and Fulvio Phoenix. But that has promoted Victor Bernard to the lead of the race, with Accolade Racing currently running 1-2. Good result for the team thus far. And we now see a 5-car battle for the podium, last podium place. We may be missing so much, but there seems to be action just up and down the field. It's difficult to go to one battle. As we see Simonas Ruplēnas gaining on David Cook. David Cook once again finding himself on the final podium place of race 2. Can he repeat the miracle he did on Singapore? And with a car unsuited to the track. Now he's got a track more suited to his car. What can David Cook cook in today's race? But that's it. And Iker Marve, something must have happened to Johan as well, because Johan finds himself behind Iker Marve when he was running in front of him. So the two championship contenders are now stuck behind one another in a battle for the final podium place. And this will play beautifully into the hands of Accolade Racing, who are running away with it. Oh, Simonas Ruplēnas goes very wide. It invites Iker Marve to attempt to move around the outside. But Iker will have to wait. Just didn't have a good enough exit to make that move around the outside of Simonas Ruplēnas. He may be alright on the straight line pace, but it all depends on how you exit that last corner, as Iker Marve now goes to the inside. And we will see a battle on the brakes. Oh, very clean. Iker Marve gets his car stopped beautifully and drives. Gets a good drive out of the corner to get himself away from Simonas Ruplēnas, who is himself under pressure from Johan Karolczak. And this will be crucial for Johan and his outcome of the race. Oh, the Supra against this NSX. There is no match on the brakes. But when it comes to corner exits, it's the NSX that is able to fight back on the straight after, which is still keeping Ruplenas within touching distance of Johan and just a mistake away from another point, but that might be a mute point as Ruplenas goes wide and loses another position to Fulvio Phoenix. The margins are so fine in this race that, I was about to say, the margins are so fine in this race that one single mistake could put you a place or two down. As we see now, Johan Karolczak has a chance, or look up the inside of Iker Marave. Wasn't able to, Iker got away with it this time, but if Iker does that again, he may not be so lucky next time. And this is what I was saying earlier, the margins are so fine between these drivers that a smallest mistake will cost you a place. As Fulvio Phoenix attempts a move around the outside, Johan will fight him on the brakes, and you will have the advantage, and there's contact. I believe Johan may have been pinched slightly too much by Fulvio Phoenix, and that resulted in contact between the two drivers. This is something that the stewards will look after the race if it gets reported. Remember, it's a little bit of an announcement to the drivers. Make sure, Johan gets a very big lockup, and that allows Ruplenas and Alexandra to have a go at our race 1 winner. But Johan goes down the inside of Alexandra. Alexandra forced to go wide. Attempt to switch back, but no can do this time around. And the battle still continues, but all of that has allowed Bernard Dani and David Cook to run away. Iker Marave has fallen back quite a bit from David. So as it currently stands, David may be on for a sensational second podium in a row for him. And depending on how he was lap time wise, might even be a promotion to Pro Class. But that little scuffle with Fulvio has really put a damper on Karolczak's day, as Dani Tatui gets within 0.3 of a second of his teammate. Will we see the two teammates scrapping with the gap that they both have? Dani Tatui looking for a race win on his debut race on this series. Johan Karolczak gets all the way on the bumper of Ruplenas. Not the place to overtake with that gap. Going wide again. Losing quite a bit of time to Simas there. And most likely getting even more frustrated in that cockpit of his. Eight and a half minutes remaining. Effectively 8.5 minutes. That should give us about 6 more laps. 7 at most. There is still plenty of time, plenty of chances. Anything can still happen. As Iker Marave took 8/10 out of David Cook. And there's still chance for Iker Marave to get podium places in this race. Johan Karolczak on the back of Ruplenas with the slipstream of the NSX. Can he get close enough to the back of Ruplenas to mount a challenge? And I don't think he is close enough. No, he will wait another round and try to get a better exit out of the Senna S's and maybe mount a challenge on the following corner. And you know what? I think he will be able to mount a challenge this time around. Gets a lovely suckening from Simas Ruplenas. Gets alongside before the corner, and the Supra is just no match on the brakes for the NSX. Simonas has the drive out of the corner to be able to fight back on following turn 7, but just doesn't have good enough drive and has to settle down for a few corners on the back of the Supra. But the ball is now in Karolczak's court. He has to get back. He has to get onto the back of Iker Marave. As I was about to say, he has to get onto the back of Iker Marave if he has hopes of closing down and challenging for that championship. Johan at the moment already used his one drop round already used his drop round when he missed last round. So when we are looking at the standings, that was before drop rounds were a factor. At the time, yes, indeed, the top 3 are Nissans. Very interestingly, but the top 3 is also the ones that were not involved in incidents. As we see, Mateusz Breitmeier coming out of the pits. And being lapped. This might put another factor into anybody coming across him. As we see, Simas Ruplana is getting very close to Karolczak through 10s. 6-7. Sorry, 4-5. Not leaving his rear. Karolczak not able to catch up to Ike Marve, who himself is catching up to David Cook and is going to be battling for the podium place. And that might mitigate the damage for Ike Marve from race 1. However, we will definitely see. And speaking of, David Cook has spun! David Cook dropped it coming out of the penultimate corner. Ooh, very close on the recovery there. And David has demoted himself. Still first in AM class, but demoted himself into 8th place after what was a beautiful podium place. Oh, our heart goes out to David Cook, who up until that point was driving a flawless race. However, that in turn, Johan has called up 2 seconds. 2.8 seconds to Ike Marave. I wonder if there was maybe contact between the 2 drivers. But Johan has caught up and he's having a glimpse. Some hope that he can catch and get onto podium again. Unless Akile Racing make a mistake. Again, unless Akile Racing make a mistake, I don't think places 1 and 2 are in question. Oh, but it looks like Karolczak is still on the defensive against Marave. Oh, as I was saying, Ruplana spins. Ruplana makes an unforced error, chasing Johan Karolczak, which puts him out of a beautiful P5 for himself, and is demoted up to P7. Very unfortunate for Simonas Ruplanas right there. And that puts him under very much pressure from David Cook, which should be no match for the Z, especially with the NSX losing out on the corner exit. And David Cook improving his position, mitigating his mistake slightly. But Ruplanas will most likely fight him back at every given chance and try to improve. However, the closest pair on track are David Cook and Simas Ruplanas. And I believe this is going to be the battle that we will stay on for a little while, unless one of the drivers ahead make a mistake. That was a very unfortunate for Simonas Ruplanas, who got himself a wonderful quali result. Getting to top 3, I believe. And I believe he was hoping for a lot out of this race after the qualifying results. In the meantime, we see Queiroz, Alexandra, may have gone too wide and touched the wall, which in turn has promoted David Cook, Fulvio Phoenix into top 5 spot. And David Cook keeping Simonas Ruplanas at bay for the time being. For God's sake, cat. Sit here. Oh, Simonas Rupenas now very close onto the back of David Cook. Will he attempt a move around the outside? If it comes to an egg, NSX, your best overtaking opportunity is around the outside of a fast corner. The NSX sticks like glue in fast corners, and you can just chuck it into a corner and drive around the outside of a car. Oh, a bit of a wiggle from David Cook, and that resulted in contact between Simonas Ruplenas, who waits for David Cook like a gentleman. That resulted in contact, spinning David Cook out. Well, good on Simonas Ruplenas to wait and not use this opportunity to improve his own position. And that has brought Ben Rashworth very much close to the battle for P7. If there's more mistakes like that, it could cost both Cook and Ruplenas some places to Ben Rashworth. As I believe we have lost another driver. We only have 10 drivers in race 2. Yeah, Azam MK has dropped out. I'm not sure for what reason, unless he stated in the chat. But regardless, we will have to drive on board with our current race leader, Victor Bernard, who has driven a flawless race in the second half. Well, second race. To secure, I believe, what might be his first victory in the series. Let me double check on that. Yeah, that is a victory for Victor Bernard and a wonderful second place finish for Danny Tutui. A 1-2 for returning Danny Tutui with Akile Racing. A wonderful result, and I don't think Danny could have expected much more. Last podium place goes to Ike Maravel, with Karolczak taking home P4, just one place behind Ike. Fuller Phoenix takes 5th, Alexandra takes 6th, David Cook takes home 7th place and will be disappointed in that cockpit. Might be kicking himself over that. As Ruplenas, another driver that will be kicking himself, takes home 7th place. As Ben Rashworth seemed to have another spin. Takes home in 9th place. Taking very interesting line to get there. Mateusz Breitmeier will take the 10th place. But congratulations to our race winner and our 1-2 finish. It's such a shame that the delivery did not work for Danny Tutui. Akile Racing, 1-2. Well done to both drivers, and well done to Danny Tutui. Yeah, I have no idea why it works. I have uploaded the same files I use, so I don't know. But very well done to Danny Tutui on his return, taking home a beautiful second place finish. Fantastic. Fantastic result. Good, well driven by all the drivers. Relatively clean race for our standards. Well, for our standards are quite high when it comes to driver racing. And for now, as the drivers make their way, let's see what drivers want to have their interviews. I believe we have Johan Karolczak waiting already, so let's drop Johan Karolczak in here with us. Johan! Hello, Johan. How are you doing?
Better than expected before practice, but still a bit, I don't know. Race 2 was a bit chaotic.
Yeah, we have seen you have managed to score a very unlikely win in your view, race 1, very
Yeah.
very well driven, very clean from yourself in race 1. Race 2, however, just did not seem to pan out as well as you would have maybe hoped. All things considered, you made quite a few places up in the start of the race.
Yeah, race 1. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but after the first few laps, I knew the pace of the car was well within the first two and Victor behind. So I was already getting accustomed to the idea of maybe gaining one position, or maybe two. I don't know. If they will start fighting, and once they got alongside, it started some sort of position fighting. It just happened immediately. So I was expecting to close the gap and maybe gain one position if they slowed each other down, but not this. Once I got P1, I felt a bit more stressed, and I just gave myself a bit of bigger margin in terms of ultimate pace. So Fulvio cogged me a bit in the end, but I think he was driving as fast as he could, and I was, making tiny mistakes and a bit more margin in the braking points and stuff like this. So a good first race, not that unexpected, but yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Thank you for your setup tips, by the way.
You're most welcome. To be fair, those tips actually were taken from a setup on an NSX, and after
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking when you gave me that tip. Maybe I should take a look at the other setups as well, especially in terms of geometry.
yeah,
Like that.
definitely. I think all cars are running stock negative 1.4 cam on the rim, which I think is just a little bit too little, and doesn't allow the car to lean on the full width of the tire during corners.
Yeah, definitely. Usually in my setups I use less camber on the rear because, I usually struggle a lot with traction out of corners, but I should have tested it because it was fine here. So I should have tested it. Rake 2, yeah, a bit complicated. I took it easy on the start, went on the right side of the track, and it was a correct decision because on turn 2, all the people located on the outside of the track, on turn 2 on the left side, so it was a bit chaotic. So I think I exited the first two corners P8 or P7, something like this. Then the rest of the race, a lot of fighting for positions. I had two encounters with Fulvio. I'm gonna apologize here and I'll apologize later anyway. The first one, I have to see if the replay got saved because I felt this was a bit of a server rollback. So my mistake there was to not have enough margin outside of that corner because he was slowed down by fighting with someone in front. So I think we were almost bumper to bumper, and I should have taken a bit more space. Left a bit more space between us, but yeah, there was some sort of Assetto Corsa server rollback, like you got in a straight when you're announcing someone. Sadly, the second incident, I have to take a look at the replay, but I felt he was a bit too tight on me at that corner. But have to check if I was alongside enough to claim that space, and if I wasn't drifting from the apex at the same time, because I don't remember if I was experiencing a lot of understeer or not. So I don't know. Apart from this, race 2 was correct, but yeah, I don't think I would have gotten Victor. Maybe Danny. And Ike, I don't know as well. I think Ike was pulling away at the end. So
Yeah,
I think I was +1 on my best position I could get.
yeah,
Or maybe +2 because Fulvio stayed ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Ike at the end was pulling away. However, at the start, towards like the first half of the middle, you were gaining on him, so it was a push and pull between you two. However, race 1 you managed to outscore Ike quite a bit, and race 2 he outscored you by a little bit. Given taking in drop rounds into consideration, how confident are you at halfway point of the championship now that you are able to take the fight for the championship to Ike?
I mean, I might have to miss another round in the following until the end of the championship. So I don't know. There's the attendance factor to use there because I think he hasn't missed one round. I don't remember. He was in. I wasn't there in the previous round. Was he? Was Iker there?
Ike, yes, Ike don't believe
Okay,
has missed
so
a
he
single
hasn't
round.
used his drop round yet. So I don't know. If we discard this factor, I think on pace, I think I can do it on pace. But as you've seen, I think the Supra is not that far behind as what we were talking before the race. And I think it's still the less with a very fine margin. It's still the less desirable car of the three. I think it doesn't have a strength of its own. I think it got the best of both worlds. It's braking very nicely, but a tiny notch less than the Z. But it's better at cornering and turning and maybe mid-turn grip than the Z. But compared to the NSX, it's the other way around. So I don't know. It's a bit of a middle ground, and so far we got tracks at very few tracks that were middle ground apart from Fuji.
We do have, so yeah, at Fuji you have managed to get pole by a 10.5. So
Yeah.
if we do have some more tracks like that, and the next tracks that are coming up is Kailami, Barcelona, Circuit d'Ajaccio, and Hockenheimring.
I tried the Corsica circuit. Yeah, I'm gonna flex on my French skills, but it's if you want to hear from a French native, is Circuit d'Ajaccio. But it's not that French. It's Corsican, so they're gonna burn my house or something. I mean, I tried all those tracks, and Kelami is going to be the most difficult one. It's not that much off the pace compared to your data, but it's still going to be the biggest challenge to deal with. The other tracks, I think Barcelona is going to be much easier. It's quite an average circuit, especially with the bike version, the bike layout. So I think Barcelona is going to be my most competitive track of the rest. Maybe Hockenheim. Hockenheim has a lot of tight corners, so it might help. I think,
We will be using
because we've seen,
for Barcelona, we will be using the version without the chicane, unfortunately.
Yeah, Assetto Corsa still has the old layout with the the old tracks with the two layouts. So, the tight, the track with the chicane and the tight sector 2 or 3 corner. I don't know the hairpin.
Yes.
And it has the MotoGP version, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's one. Yeah, I think it's going to be Barcelona and Hockenheim may go my way, but the other two. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And I only tried my car on those tracks, not the others.
No, of course. So, based on everything, I think there's still some setup that might get Supra a bit more. That might get more out of the Supra.
I think there's a bit more. I tried to experiment a bit with your tips. Worked very nicely, I think. I think I could get it to a 26 to 1 or 2 around the pole pace, but I could not get that time on. Not in such a short session like this. So I think overall it was correct. So we'll see. I'll sure try to experience a bit more with the setups like this. I have to forget my usual habits like this. Well, we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you, Johan, for joining us, and I hope you're looking forward to next round at Kailami. I hope we can see you next round at Kailami. And do you have any final words that you'd like to say?
Thank you for the stream. Thank you for the championship, the organization, the service, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you next time. I will send you back to Brazil so you can keep IKEA company, and we will be coming and bringing in race 2 P2 finisher Danny Tatui, an amazing well, it's a debut in this series, not to this league, but coming back from a long holiday, and you managed to secure second place in race 2, so talk us through it.
And not only that, but I was also fighting for P1 in the second race. Well, Victor managed to have like a clean race 2, mistake-free, I would say. And I had a couple of mistakes in the second race. Wait, I forgot how to speak English suddenly. Yeah, so Victor had a mistake-free race 2, and I had a couple of mistakes, so that's why I wasn't able to challenge a little bit more, but overall I'm pretty happy with my pace. As you know, in qualifying, I just came and did my first couple of laps. It was horrible. I think I qualified P11. To come back, exercise, like, it was more of a track acclimatization, race 1 for me, and then use all of that knowledge into race 2 to secure a P2 finish. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, you managed to pick up pace quite quickly. And on your battle with Victor, because I've noticed that you let Victor through in the first half of the race, but after that, was it team orders that you will stay behind Victor, or was it hands off at that point when you pulled away from the pack? Or
Well,
gloves off, even?
We never spoke about team orders. It's just a thing of, I know he's faster, I'm gonna let him through. Because I knew what my pace was in qualifying in the first race, so I thought that I was much slower than him, and my idea was to let him through and then defend for him, so he can go have a clean race and secure that P1 finish for the team. But what surprised me is that I was pretty fast as well, and if I didn't let him through, then it would have been a battle for that position. But again, it's hard to say because I also had a battle with the guys behind me, and I think I did a pretty huge dive bomb on Fulvio, and then he spun. I'm not sure if he spun because of me, because he had to cut the corner or anything like that. I have no idea. But it's a matter of what and if, I would say.
Yeah, definitely something if it gets reported as true as after lap 1, then we will review it. Anything after lap 1 we will not review. So again, reminder to all drivers, if you have an incident, please report it, or we're not looking for it if it happened after lap 1. No, them's the rules. And how did you find the cars? How are they fun to drive? Are they to your likings, to your style?
Well, it depends in what session you ask me. I think
Race 2, let's say race 2, because that's when you get accustomed to the car.
Yeah, well, qualifying race 1 was a disaster. If you ask me in qualifying, I would say these are the worst cars I've ever driven in my life, but I guess that's with every car that you just try out. In race 2, when I got more accustomed to the car, I think it's pretty alright. I'm still not 100% comfortable with it. It's very oversteery. Like, I don't know if you saw me drift all of the time, but if it was a drifting competition, I would have easily won it.
Have you used the camber settings I've told everyone to use?
The camber settings?
I
don't know.
believe standard the car comes with a negative 1.4 camber on the rear, and the car requires at least 2.5 degrees on the rear.
I just asked Victor like half an hour before the race for a setup,
Nah, fair
and
enough.
he gave me a random setup he had, so I raced with the same setup Victor had. I changed nothing. So
Okay.
yeah, it was a fun race, and a 1-2 for Aquila Racing. I think Victor will be happy about that.
It definitely will be happy. So, in that, looking forward to Kailami?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure if I'm free next weekend, but I should find out in a couple of days. I've never driven on the track, like actually never step a foot on the track, so it should be fun learning a new track.
I have a love-hate relationship with that track. It's home to one of my best finishes in some leagues, but I just don't like driving it myself.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. It's maybe one of those tracks which everyone hates, so that's why you're still good at it, even though you think you're pretty slow at it.
It could be. It's also the biggest contender for Formula One upgrade in Africa, so it's got its lovers, it's got its haters. However, I think those are every single question I have for you, Danny. Well done for Victor's saying he's running -3 and -2 camber on the rear. So thank you for answering that, Victor. And I think those are all questions from myself. Any final words from yourself, Danny?
Just for the stewards in qualifying, I think you saw me block the pit entry. No, not the pit entry, but the pit exit. I had a couple of drop frames there, and I just slammed the brakes, trying not to go into the wall. So if the stewards are looking into that, I'm pretty sorry, but I cannot control drop frames in the game.
As long as it didn't impede drivers, if it's just pit exit and it's just drivers coming out
Yeah,
of the pit,
it
it's
was
fine.
in the pit exit.
then that should be fine. However, thank you, Danny, for racing, and we will be streaming Cyanide's Academy
you.
Light Series tomorrow, here, same time
Yeah,
today.
at the Red Bull Ring as well.
Red Bull Ring. Are you hoping for a good racing there?
Well, let's hope so. I'm definitely going to practice today and tomorrow, because I didn't really have the time during the week, but let's just hope for a better result than Monaco. That's
Definitely.
what I'm saying.
Even though the what that wasn't as big of a turnout as you would have expected, it was definitely still very good racing on there. And speaking of Victor, if you're still in the voice chat, feel free to post a link to Cyanide Academy, because if I'm not mistaken, there's still time to sign up for tomorrow's race, right?
Yep, definitely. Like, we don't have a deadline or anything. You just need to sign up like 2 hours before the race, because like in the space of an hour, 2 hours, we're setting up the server and the team default skin, if you know what that is. Like,
Yes.
if you don't have a team, you can join the team defaults team, and that's when we're doing deliveries for.
There we go. Victor has
the drivers
posted
of the team,
the
so.
link to your Discord server. So if anyone watching interested in the Lights car, a very fun car. I'm sure you will enjoy it. But that is everything from myself. Thank you, Danny, again for joining us in the race,
you.
and looking forward to streaming you racing again tomorrow.
Looking forward to that as well. Thank you.
Right, take care of yourself. Back to Brazil. And Ike Maravai, I'm not sure if you wanted to interview. I'll pose you in. Hello, Ike. I need to turn you out because you are so low for myself.
Yes, I can talk a little bit higher, but not that much.
There we go, Ike. Race Interlagos might not be the result that you were hoping for after topping, being in the top 3 in practice and qualifying.
Sorry, I cannot hear you very well. I think. Can I hang out and bring me back?
Yeah, sure. I'll bring you back.
Okay, we go to Interlagos.
There we go. So Ike will be back with us in just a moment, and Ike is right now back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no. Sorry about it.
No worries, Ike. So Interlagos, not the weekend you were hoping for, I don't think.
I have fun. It's enough.
That's enough. Very, very simple man when it comes to your racing. However, you still had some very good battles and good recovery drives, all things considered.
About the battles, I loved the battle we had between Phoenix and I in the first lap of the first race. Amazing battle, very clean, and I just did one of the best moves. Even if I didn't overtake at the end, I was very proud of it. I just remember after the middle sector, I think I did the move. I remember after the corner in the exit, I started laughing to myself just like a crazy man in my house. But yeah, I always managed to screw it up, and I went to the inside. I think I missed the apex. Something from what I remember, maybe I have to watch the replay again, and maybe it's different. But from what I remember, it reminds me a lot of Corpse. But this time I was Hamilton, and I had the worst part of it.
I see. So again, we will review this incident if they are reported. Final warning, or final reminder to all the drivers: report incidents. Or we're not looking at them unless they happen in race one, lap one. But again, race 2, you had a pretty good recovery drive all the way up to a podium.
Yeah, I cannot remember. Can you remind me of the results?
So
I think it was Victor.
it was Victor, Danny Tatui, yourself, Johan, and Fulvio, top 5.
Okay, I don't know why I remember someone in the middle between Danny and me. I thought it was David Cook. Okay,
David Cook,
just
unfortunately,
okay.
we saw David Cook spinning and losing positions, which we felt so bad for because David was driving a brilliant race up until
Yeah,
that point.
he was having a very good pace. I just was focusing to catch Victor and Danny. They were fighting in the front, and when I just realized to myself that okay, David is still in front. I was expecting to catch him in 2 or 3 laps, and he was the entire race in front of me. He did a mistake in the last corner, and unfortunately, I just expected to go in that corner. If you touch the grass, you get sucked into the grass or sent into the left, and he managed to save it, but I just didn't expect that, and I went full throttle into his rear. Sorry about that because he was doing an amazing race, amazing pace.
Again, so quite a exciting field Interlagos. So
Hmm.
regardless of results, you had fun, which I think is the most important thing
Yeah.
to have.
One of the, especially the first one, was one of the best races I ever had. I feel with pace. I felt with pace. Just I feel bad about the crash we had. The second race was also interesting, but the bad luck at the start, that I think Suplenas, maybe I think it was Suplenas that crossed into turn 2, crossed the apex, and I didn't have any opportunity to avoid him,
Yeah, I
and I
believe
just spin.
we did see Ruplenas going very wide into lap 1, turn 1, so that will be reviewed,
Yeah.
and we will see what happens there.
I don't think it's his fault. I'm not
Yeah.
blaming at him, but it's just bad luck.
Yeah, it's just
Something that happens.
It's just turn 1 in Interlagos, anything can happen.
Well, nothing serious happened to be Interlagos. I was expecting more chaos, especially in race
I
1.
don't know.
We
I would ask Vettel about that. But regardless, are you looking forward to Kyalami?
Probably yes. I want to check it out if it feels with mucho gracias. I don't know how it's going to feel with the car. We are heading between tracks. I feel the car just handles different. In Watkins Glen feels amazing. Here it feels amazing, but maybe a little bit worse. Maybe in Calamy it's even worse. It can be anything. I don't know.
So
I'm heading into it. That's for sure.
everything. And though speaking of drivers, have you had any from Juan, whether when he is back from his real life? And able
No,
to learn his bike?
he's back already. But I think he just wants to have a break of tryharding or having anything about results. Maybe he joins in Calamy or Barcelona. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk with him, or maybe he's already looking into this, and for the next race he joins.
Yeah, definitely. We are definitely missing Juan, the second of the Plus Ultra team Automobile.
Yeah,
so,
I'm missing him too. I want to fight with him again.
we'll see. Maybe season 3. We will see. We have quite a interesting choice of cars at the moment that we're thinking for season 3, but it will be up to the community.
You're already looking for the next cars?
Yes, we are already looking for the next cars. Your favorite is on the table. We will be presenting that as an option.
what is my favorite?
The Fiat Pandas.
Oh, okay. That's a suggestion from Juan and I.
Yeah, that will be on the table because I do love those cars, and I think racing in those cars might be might be
It's-
quite fun.
I suppose it's 3 choices. Imagine, or something like that. You have like 3 options or something, or
We have
You
quite a
can-
few. We want to do options that I would be interested in. Clio Caps. Actually, let me pull up the spreadsheet.
wait, Twitch.
Not
Are you-
Twitch. No, just the spreadsheet I have for suggestions. You know, like I'm open to suggestions. We Skoda Octavias, Ginettas, Mini Coopers, MX-5s, Clios, the Porsche Carreras up on top, Honda Civics, LMP, and the Toyota SFR from Gorilla Mods.
Ooh.
So-
It's one of them. It's everyone. Every option. It's monobrand, right?
Yes,
It's only
monobrand.
one. Oh, okay,
Yes,
finally.
season 3 we want to have one run because I am tired of BOPing. It
Yeah.
is so tiring just because there's so much weight on the shoulders of whoever does BOP. Like, did I make it fair? Did I make it fair? Like,
At the moment there is no problem, but there is always the NSX. It's a little bit OP. The Supra it's nerfed in this round. There is always that kind of thoughts when
I think it
you
might
start
be,
looking to the results.
it might be down to each driver's setups. Like Kevin last round managed to completely
Mhm.
crack the NSX, and if you apply a lot of the things he did to the NSX, the Supra and the Z, it might also bring them up to pace to NSX. So
Yeah, it's that's because I loved Pandas. When Juan turned up from his real life racing, we had a racing SGP with the Pandas, and we had a lot of fun. Just apart from the track and the car itself, it's because the car doesn't have too many options to make a setup, and the
yeah,
field
exactly.
it's very close up into to each other. There is no thoughts on okay, he has a better setup, I'm going to lose. No, it's just pure pace or almost pure pace.
Indeed. So those are the a few options. If you are looking forward
Would-
to not joining us in this season, but season 3, in the viewers, and you want to have input on what we drive, make sure to join our Discord because you could influence what we drive. And also,
We can vote, right?
yeah, you can vote, and maybe around round 6 we will open up voting for what we will do.
I feel I'm part of from an advertisement. Please.
We will see, right? We will see. If you want to, Rika. I'm not coercing you.
Nah, I don't care. Just it was like I'm a paid actor.
Yeah, pay like that. We will pay you in another Toblerone.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to win, and I'm winning. I don't want that.
I don't want to winning. And you win
No,
everything.
I don't want. I already have enough with one. I want to give the opportunity to others. I don't want two. I mean, with one is enough.
Yeah, one is enough.
May-
Well, we will see how this championship
May-
turns out, right?
Maybe if I win, I will tell you to save the money to implement
Nah.
it to the servers or something like that.
Nah, you're getting it. You're getting
I
it.
don't really care.
But yeah, that is everything from me, Ike. Thank you so much for joining us here today and for speaking to every single. If there are any BTCC drivers from last season, there's something very interesting coming very soon, and
Oh,
Ike
okay.
already knows, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. And I don't know something that is coming to be a real thing. I mean, I can touch it and I can bring it to home.
If we get enough, if people want it enough, maybe.
Mhm. Okay, that's enough.
That is something
And-
that I would definitely like to make real, physical thing, but it would depend
Eh.
if people actually like it.
Enough clues.
Enough clues, yes. Expected either today, if I pull an all-nighter, or tomorrow.
Are you going to announce it today, tomorrow? Did I understand well?
Either today, if I get it finished within a reasonable
Okay.
time, or tomorrow. if I decide to take a break.
I want to make videos, but my brain is having issues.
Do you know, I feel the same thing with everything I make.
You having issues after it?
Yeah, I have big issues with
I
everything.
think I have to do one from Singapore. Singapore, Watkins Glen, and now this.
Have fun. There's plenty.
Fuck, I have work to do.
Yeah, and this is why I'm sending you another Toblerone, Ike.
Just because of the videos.
It's just the videos. Oh, if you want a mini trophy for being the community member of the month.
Community member of the month.
Or
Just
s-
making videos,
or
shit
I'll s-
videos.
Or I'll send you 10 euros.
10 videos will be better.
Hmm.
Bizum.
10 videos.
10 videos.
We'll see. Hopefully. Starting from like next month, everything will be on the upside and we will scale up everything. But
Okay.
this will be only possible with viewers such as yourself. So thank you everyone that has viewed. Thank you Ike for racing today. Any final words from yourself?
Thank you for organizing this again. That's the only thing. Not any bad word today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Ike. It definitely would not be possible without drivers such as yourself. And I shall send you back to Brazil, even though there's no one there for you this time.
No.
Back to Brazil, back to Interlagos. Actually,
Mm.
Interlagos. I'm sending you back to Interlagos.
Okay, that's better.
No, Brazil it is. So, again, a wonderful race that we had today, and you heard it from the drivers today. It seemed like a great fun out on the track today, regardless of the results from every single interviewee today. Massive thank you to all the drivers that participated today. Thank you for keeping it clean and respectful and giving us such amazing entertainment today. Thank you so much to all the viewers, every single one of you. Without you, this definitely would not be possible either. And neither would it be possible without our drivers. Thank you to Sarah for helping me run the show and organize it. And creating the wonderful graphics for the drivers to enjoy. And yeah, that will be everything from myself. Enjoy the road to 3 Eurobeat. And I certainly hope to see you tomorrow for the coverage of Cyanide Academy in the Light Series at Red Bull Ring. And I'm hoping that after last week's Monaco, that race will be even better. So, have a good night everyone and enjoy your evening.